What have baby alpacas, luxury racehorses, and the closet Core Nyx dress got in common? Stay tuned to find out. Hi everyone, I'm Vanessa and this is my channel Solulu Rask. Welcome back if you've been here before. If it's your first time, welcome, thanks for dropping by. First off, please excuse my appearance. I look incredibly dishevelled. My hair is doing the weird thing. I have no makeup on. I am glowing. As all the vloggers will be telling you, we have got very unsettled weather here in the UK. It is stinking hot, but also stinking wet, which leaves for humidity. And this is when the natural curls decide they are going to do what they are going to do, and there ain't nothing I'm going to do to change that. Makeup is slipping off, so there's no point in putting it there in the first place. So in all my hot flush glory, this is how I am. I'm trying to keep it cool. This is the Hey June handmade Phoenix tunic top, of which I have 3. They're really nice and lightweight. It's in this beautiful double gauze. It's hard to see in the navy, but it's got like a little embroidered hem. But as you can see, I caught it on a hook and I've ripped a bit of the embroidery. But this is quite an old one. It is falling apart because it is well used. So yeah, horses, alpacas, and the closet Core Nyx. What was that all about? Well, my week, I have had the busiest week. If you've been following me here on YouTube or if you've followed me on Instagram, you will have seen photographs being put on. But if you only watch me here, you'll know a little bit about what's been going on, but time to see it. So let me take you back to the beginning of the week. And my beautiful friend Carolyn from a little place called Cruden Bay in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, was down in Cumbria for summer holidays. I used to live up in Aberdeenshire for many, many years. That's where I met Carolyn, and we still continue to be very good friends despite the fact that I've moved down here to Lancashire. But when she was down, it's only an hour on the train away from me. So we met up, had lunch, and as a birthday gift, she paid for me to accompany her on an alpaca visit. A beautiful little place called Kingarth Alpacas outside, probably about 10 to 20 minutes outside of Carlisle. So we went up there on Monday and it was a beautiful day. Within, I'm going to say 4 minutes of getting out of the car, a young lady approached us saying Jane, who runs and owns the alpacas, says she can't be here to say hello to you. She's actually in the paddock. One of the alpacas is giving birth. Would you like to come and see? Or would we ever? So we scooted along and there was this beautiful paddock of buttercups. Just absolutely gorgeous, full of alpacas, just quietly minding their own business, doing the thing, enjoying the sunshine. And Biscotti, who was the alpaca of the moment, was just in the middle of one of the paddocks with a few friends around her. And as we stood there watching, chatting about it, she popped out this little cutie. So what I'm going to do is pop little bits of inserts. This little boy, I'm saying little boy, he was a big thriving boy, was born as we arrived, and it was just fantastic to see. We got to name him, so he's part of the Italian line, his mother being Biscotti. He got christened Amalfi, which is a very good name for a strong boy like that. Part of the trip, we got to interact with some of the other alpacas, and we got to choose an alpaca to take for a little romp around the grounds. I chose Gucci. So that was Monday. Very, very nice day indeed. Tuesday was a little bit more relaxed, but still busy, because at that point I still had not finished my outfit for my upcoming event, which is, as you will probably know, because I am very sorry, but I have been sharing it quite a lot, my trip to Ascot, which was a Christmas present from my husband. He surprised me with tickets to Ladies' Day at Ascot. So, I had to make the outfit. So what I chose was the Closet Core Nyx dress. It's a dress that I have made before for an event. slightly modified due to fabric availability. This didn't. I had plenty of fabric, and I knew it was going to be a good fit. So yeah, that's what I made. What I will do is insert my favourite picture of the day. This was very, very early on. We were so lucky we got there quite early. This was about 10 o'clock in the morning. So the gates hadn't opened for the actual enclosures, so there wasn't a huge amount of people. So I got to be able to stand right up on top of the steps, posing like a good un. So I hope you like the picture, and I'll talk you through it. So let me start you from the top. 2 seconds. Now, you may be aware from the other vlog that I did of my upcycle. So this is the fascinator, and the lighting's quite nice because you can actually see it. This is the fascinator that I wore, and you can see it's got beautiful embellishment on the bottom and the top. Pop it onto you so you can see. I mean, isn't that just gorgeous? Now the make of this is JB Millinery, and it is a brand that we stock in the clothes shop that I work in, because we do quite a lot of occasion wear. This one, I don't even know how old it was, to be honest with you, but it was kind of like a really pale lilac-y blue colour, really old and tatty. It was dusty, it was faded, and it was lying at the bottom of the sale box for however long. It was reduced down to £15, which, I mean, these in the store now, the nowadays versions of this kind of size, we're talking like £170, £180 for something like this. So the fact it was reduced down to £15 shows you how old it is and must have been there. But I knew I could do something with that. So I brought it down from the sale box, and my boss was like, oh, just throw that old thing away. I was like, well, I was going to buy it because I think I can do something with it for my Ascot outfit, because I don't have a fascinator. And she's like, oh, good grief, take it. So I did a bit of research, and I found the paint, and on the other vlog it goes into details. Basically, I found a fabric paint, painted it, let it set, and this is what came out. And I don't know if you can catch it, but it's not a flat green, it's kind of like a pearlized with gold. So it was just perfect. I was so happy wearing that. It just made me feel fabulous. First time I've ever had, to dress up like that. So it was fantastic. Stayed on the whole day, and it was a beautiful day. It was like 32 degrees. It was very, very hot. There was no breeze really, so it never moved, but it was great to give me a bit of shade. Whenever I stepped out from undercover, to watch the horse racing, which, it was like 5-10 minutes at a time, and back in. So onto the dress. Now, it has been well loved and worn on that occasion. It's been washed, so I've literally just taken it out of the drying cupboard, so it hasn't been ironed, but I thought I would bring it over just so you could see it in detail. As I say, I'll pop pictures in and show, but I thought I'll just come a bit up close, and if I just grab that, you can see how nicely the two go together. Very, very pleased with that. I want to wear it all again now. So this is the Closet Core Nyx dress. This fabric, now I did write in my listings that it was a viscose lawn. It isn't. I have been corrected by Lady McElroy, because they popped a picture of this up, and it is still available. They popped a link up on their story after they saw me wearing this, and it is actually called Cheetah Trail, not a leopard, it's a cheetah, and it is a viscose challis. I will be honest with you, I think I know my fabrics. I know it was viscose, but then when it comes to lawn, challis, things like that, I'm not always sure. I just called it a lightweight lawn, but it is a viscose challis. So it is very drapey, very lightweight, very floaty, but actually very stable to work with. I have really had no problems with shifting of the fabric, slipping. It was a dream to cut out, and it was a dream to sew. Now, if you've never made the Closet Core Nyx dress, it looks like a lot of dress, but it is actually a very, very straightforward construction, very, very easy to follow. step-by-step instructions for that, and it always comes off beautifully. It has a bodice. Now the bodice has a facing at the back here. We've got a small row of gathered. It's got a back yoke with some gathers here. Comes over the front, and it has gathers that just come over the shoulder here as well. All on this section here on the front and down here as far as the waist is bias binding, and the roller loops are stitched in as you put the binding on. Looks complicated. As I said, honestly, the instructions are fantastic and it is a dream. The buttons, now I am scratching my head to remember, and I'm going to say 99.9% in that these were from the first Fabric Godmother advent calendar. I'm pretty sure they are. They're like little mother of pearl with little gold stars and then one purple star, and they're glittery, and they've got a little bit of gold glitter around the edges, and I chose those to match the boot that you would have seen on the picture, because I wanted to tie that in. Now, I did lengthen the bodice of this by about 3 centimetres, because I felt like the first one that I did was just a bit short, but actually it didn't sit right. So when I've come to do the elastic, I've ended up twisting back and probably taking off about 1.5 centimetres of that. So if I do it again, I might only increase the bodice by like 1.5 centimetres. No pockets. The pattern doesn't have pockets. I'm sure you could put them in quite easily, but for the lightness of this fabric, I didn't want to, add any bulk or distort because it's just so floaty. Very, very floaty. I've done it the full length as the pattern comes out. So the full 3 layers of the skirt with the full gathering. For the actual gathering, I use the overlocker gathering technique. If you want to know what that's all about, please pop on to So Like Dottie. She did an amazing vlog on it, which was where I learned how to do it. If I remember and I can work out how to do it, I'll try and pop a link at the bottom here, because when you've got a big dress like this with a lot of gathers, it's definitely the way to go, and it makes it way cleaner, much more even. The only other thing that I did do differently was the sleeves. The first one I made was a long sleeved one, which was more appropriate for the time of year. This one, I knew I wanted it to be lighter. My intention is to wear this dress potentially to work, which now seems a bit of a shame considering it started its life as Ascot, but I wanted it to be usable, wearable. So I wanted small, shorter sleeves. I did not like the normal straight sleeve, the short straight sleeve that comes with that. That's not my look at all. So what I did was took the sleeve pattern, cut it off at the short length, but then I did slash and spread method to add volume into it, to make it like a flutter sleeve, and then I just ran a couple of rows of shearing, literally just 2 rows of shearing, about 2 centimetres in from the sleeve edge, just to bring it in, and it creates a nice little puff, and it sits quite high up, almost looking like a cap sleeve length, but with a bit of volume to that. And it was, do you know what, it was the perfect dress to wear for the occasion. It was light, it was floaty, I felt cool in it, I felt so amazingly gorgeous in this dress. I felt wonderful. I kept saying to my husband, I've got my posh walk on. It's not often that I get dressed up, but being a big girl in a place that is so public and is so fashion orientated as Ascot, it could be easy to get a little bit like, But you know what? I owned this outfit, the boots, the dress, the little bag that I made to match, little self-draft. I'll actually put it away, I should have kept it out. Little self-drafted bag that slipped over my hand. I just can't tell you how special I felt. In the morning as we went for coffee at Costa, just through Ascot on the main street, so not like in the actual racing complex just outside. And this beautiful lady called Sabrina came over. She was wearing the most gorgeous red dress outfit. Clearly going to Ascot as well. I'll pop a little picture in here. And as we were leaving, she came across to me, and she was probably about my age, and she said, I've been staring at you, and I had to come across and explain. She says, because I didn't want you thinking I was one of those like weird people that just stares. She says, but I couldn't take my eyes off you seeing you there. I absolutely love your outfit, and I just wanted to come across and say to you how beautiful your outfit is. I just loved it. And, you know, as a sewist, that just fills us with so much happiness and joy. And I was so overwhelmed. And I said, thank you so much. That means so much, genuinely. And it says, because I made it, and to have somebody feel that way because of something that I've created. And she just took a step back and she went, stop it. I was like, no, honestly, I made it. And I did the fascinator as well. It was different colour. And she just went, can I give you a hug? And I'm like, yeah. So she gave me this big hug. She says, that's amazing. She said, I'm just blown away that you've made that. And it was just such amazing fabric. And I was like, well, I'm blown away that you feel that way, because genuinely that you know, that fills my heart with joy. You know, somebody saying that to me. So I said, can I take a selfie with you? So I did. And we had a moment. And then we went on our way to carry on with our lives and have fun in Ascot. So yeah, it was a wonderful day. I saw, the most amazing outfits. So just popping on, because as I was out walking my little lady, I remembered all the pictures that I was going to post. And completely forgot to mention, not that it's important, you probably don't know anyway, but here's another little outfit that I was wearing, which is the Forest and Thread Cinch Me I'm Dreaming dress. But yeah, this picture was outside the Ivy in Windsor. We stayed in Windsor, just a little walk from the town centre the night before Ascot. I've never been, around London. So went to the castle. It was closed for visitors, obviously, because there were people staying there, being in Ascot. But we had a lovely wander round, and it was so hot. Went past some tables outside on the street, like on the pavement, and my husband says, come on, we're just going to sit and have a drink here. So I went in, said to the lady, can we just have one of those tables, please? And I was like, you can't go here, it's the Ivy. And he's like, what? No, I want a drink, sit down. I'm like, it's the Ivy. He's like, I don't care where it is. So we sat down on the street table at the Ivy, drinking beer and Aperol Spritz for about 3 hours, just watching the world go by at the base of Windsor Castle. Anyway, there is more than just Ascot this week, but I hope you've enjoyed seeing the images of that. So we came back late on Thursday night. I was back in work on Friday, and then on Saturday I was off gallivanting again. Please don't think I'm always on the go. I'm not. It's just everything sort of compiled together for this time of the year. Everything just sort of like happened together these last few weeks. I'm going into boring zone after this, but I had a gift voucher for a spa package, so I drove across to just outside of Skipton, so it was about an hour's drive from where I am, a place called Bolton Abbey, Devonshire Arms Spa. Gorgeous old hotel and spa in the middle of the Yorkshire Dales, or the Yorkshire countryside. I won't say Dales in case it's not Dales. The Yorkshire countryside. And I had the whole afternoon in this beautiful spa pool, had the most gorgeous temple spa facial, lunch, just had a bit of quiet time, no phone. I was on my own but didn't feel at all out of place. For most of it, I had the spa pool to myself. There was also steam room, sauna, this crazy shower with flashing lights and weird stuff going on, which was a hoot to get into. But I just got thoroughly relaxed, and I treated myself to a little goodie bag from the Temple Spa afterwards, just to prolong the love of the facial. But yeah, so it's been such a busy week, but I wanted to pop in and share all these photographs of these just wonderful things that I've been doing. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. The last video I did have a quick check. I don't think I've actually revealed on here the Ellie and Mac dress that I was making. It was the new release that came out last Wednesday, so I'm thinking that was probably after. I think I gave you like a sneak peek. It was the Gisela shirt dress and shirt blouse top. So I'll pop in a picture of me wearing that as well, all styled up. So yes, I'll pop a picture of that in. So as far as sewing's gone, I haven't really done anything else. I just feel like I was rushing to get the dress finished. And now that I've got no events, like my events are all done now, that's me. Excuse me. I can focus on the things that I need to be doing. So I've got a pile over here. These are just some alterations from work and some of my colleagues, just a few bits and pieces, summer dresses that they want me to have a little look at and alter. So I'll do that. I'm not back in work until Thursday. This is Sunday, so I've got plenty of time to do that. It's been really quite close, the weather, and it made me realise what's missing in my wardrobe. I don't even remember, I showed you this a little while ago. I got this from First for Fabrics. I got this colour, a beige colour, and another colour. I can't even see it here because it's all folded away. But I got 3. I think it might be an off-white or something. And it's a really lightweight viscose slub, but it's like a linen look. Let me see if I can see. You can get the texture of it. Probably not. But it's textured to look like linen, but it's a viscose slub, and I've worked with this before. It's got a little bit of natural give to it, and I excuse me, and I got like 3 lots to make some summer weight trousers for work, and I have recently just ordered. It was on a special. I can't remember. It was the free pattern of the month from Stylark. Was this beautiful t-shirt. I want to call it a Cala t-shirt, but it's a Cara t-shirt. It's like a higher neck, V-neck, but like a bit of almost kind of like stylized mandarin collar t-shirt, slightly over the shoulder, sleeveless. Just look really tailored and different. What I'll do is I'll insert a picture of the line drawing of it, and as I say, it was the free pattern if you bought any others, and one of the style pictures was with the trousers that I also ordered, also bought. Basically, I got that set. I wanted to recreate that set exactly as they'd styled it, so I bought the trouser pattern and I got the t-shirt pattern for free. And I became aware that I've got lots of dresses, but I don't have separates. So I've got these. I'll get the pattern cut out and made up. Shouldn't take too long. But also I've just been onto Pound Fabrics and ordered 3 lots of viscose jersey just to make some kind of like lightweight floaty t-shirts, tops, vest tops, just, you know, loose and flowy to go on in block, you know, block colours, to be able to mix and match in with some of the busy trousers that I've got, because I do like a bit of pattern, as you are aware. The only thing that I do have that I have to work on, that I'll do, it won't take me long, but I'll do relatively quickly, is I was lucky enough to be selected to pattern test for Tammy Handmaid's latest pattern release, which is is it Lila, it's pronounced Lilia or Lila pants. There's 2 different styles. There's the regular waist, or there's the full pants. So I'm going to go with that option. So I'm going to go with the higher waist option and see how they go. So yeah, so that's me. Life is kind of getting back to normal after losing my old pup. I have a little girl down here. My other little dog, Luna, is at my feet now. It's only been just over a week that we lost Rascal, and she's definitely still going through a process. So I'm just going to grab you and turn you around so you can see my little girl. You're going to say hello to everybody. You can say hello to everybody. Lulu. Lulu, who's this? So this is Lulu from Lulu and Rask. Hey, Lou, who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Oh, big kisses. Big kisses. So that's my little girl. So yes, as you can see, she is very good at communicating what her requirements and her needs are. And at this precise moment in time, that means stop gassing, get your ass outside, we're going for a walk. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you. I hope you've enjoyed catching up with me and seeing all the bits and pieces that I have been having fun with. Let me know what you've been up to. I always like to hear your comments. And if any of you were at Ascot, please, say hello and tell me where I can find links to see what your meme made was. So hopefully I'll be back with you again really soon. But until then, bye for now.